Hey, this is Math Minutes Pro with Dr. Harrison. Today, we will talk about how to solve a problem where you're given 2 points and you're asked to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. So notice over here, we're given 2 points. The x and y coordinate 2, 5 and x and y coordinate 0, 5. Now, in order to do this, in order to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, we need 2 pieces of information. Now remember, this is slope-intercept form. Y equals m times x plus b. M is the slope, so we need the slope, and b, we need the y-intercept. So we're going to need the slope, and we're going to need the y-intercept. Those 2 pieces of information in order to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So let's begin and talk about how we calculated the slope using the slope formula. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. The first thing I like to do is identify x sub 1 and y sub 1, x sub 2 and y sub 2. I usually write that underneath or on top of the pair of points. And it doesn't matter. Now, I let this be x sub 1, y sub 1. I could have let this be x sub 1, y sub 1, and then by default, that would have been x sub 2, y sub 2. So it doesn't matter. You're still going to calculate the slope correctly. So after writing the slope formula, then you use this as a guide for substituting the numbers. Okay? So what's y sub 2? It's 5, and that's why we wrote 5 minus y sub 1, 5 over here. 5 minus 5, that's in the numerator. And we draw a line. We have x sub 2. X sub 2 is 0, and minus, we got 0 minus x sub 1, which is 2. So we have 0 minus 2. So then we write our equal sign, and 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Anytime you have a number 0 divided by a number, you're always going to get 0. So 0 divided by any number, of course, is 0. So m equals 0. We found the slope. Our slope is equal to 0. Now, to find the y-intercept, we write the slope-intercept form, and we're going to plug in what we know. We're going to pick a point. So I picked this point over here, 0, 5. I could have picked this point here, it doesn't matter. And I put an asterisk here to let me know that I'm selecting this point, 0, 5. And I draw my arrow over here to let me know, to remind myself that I'm going to substitute some numbers in this equation, y equals m times x plus b. So the y-intercept for this point is 5. I substitute 5 for y equals, our slope is 0, so I substitute 0 for the slope m. And then the x-coordinate for the point I selected is 0, so I substitute x for 0 plus b. So yes, you can see that we're going to be able to find the y-intercept. So 5 equals 0 times 0 plus b. We simplify it. Our b, or our y-intercept, is equal to 5. So then, when we prepare to write the equation in slope-intercept form, which is what they ask us to do, I'm just going to write this over here. Y equals m times x plus b, right? We know that the slope m is 0, so y equals 0 times, and we know that our x-coordinate is 0, times 0 plus b. Well, in this case, we know that b is equal to 5. So then we get y equals 5. Is that right? Very good. Now, notice, this is the equation of a line, y equals 5. That means that's a straight line. It's going to intersect the x-axis at 5. The slope is 0. The y coordinate is 0, so that's why it looks like this. It's still written in standard form. It's just that the slope is 0 and the y-intercept is 0. So when you simplify it, you get y equals 5. So thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Patreon page in my video description below. On my Patreon page, you can get access to live Q&A, exclusive math lessons, study tips, and more. See you next time.